ready? No debate, cause it's off. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see myself. Hey, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Hey, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
no, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh my
lovely.
God.
I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
Oh, I know.
I hope Kevin realizes I'm never taking that clip out.
It should never come out.
So as I get better with video editing, I'm gonna recut that with stuff of me and Matt, stuff of me and Andrew and Matt, and me and McCarthy. That one time, me and McCarthy and Andrew talked for 30 minutes about nothing but like dick jokes and Family Guy references for the first hour of the show. Dude, our March and April episodes were fucked up. We didn't talk any sports.
Look, it's kind of a weird. I don't know. It's a weird time for sports. You're getting ready for March Madness, and that's it. But March Madness doesn't really even start until like mid to end of March.
No,
now.
we were talking March Madness because I was on a fiend level betting streak that was going to rock me almost $3,000 if Armando Bacot's ankle didn't give out.
Sounds like you're still bitter.
Fuck Kansas.
I have to ask because I'm obviously new to the show, but what's the background behind like the story of that last ending of the intro video?
Okay, so it was our Super Bowl show 2021. We had been looking forward to this for weeks. We did our show Thursday. We talked a little about it, but it was like the day before the Super Bowl. We always did a podcast on Fridays because of the lockdowns. We really couldn't go to bars. From 6 to 8, we would just do a show that was either live or not live. We'd fuck around.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a good time. It was just basically because we wanted to just talk sports and bullshit because we had nothing better to do. So Pat, and Kevin started it. Then we added in Samir. Then this girl, Katie, who's Kevin's older sister's roommate from college, who Kevin's had a crush on forever. Basically, he texted her, "Hey, come on the show and just fuck around and talk with us." And so the running joke is Kevin's been trying to propose to this girl since his sister was a senior in college. So it makes it hysterical. Kevin's actually going overseas, and he's not going to see her, which sucks because the odds on them eloping are about 400 to 1 right now. So I'm taking those odds and running with them. My boy's lost 30 pounds. He just got a raise. The kid's kicking ass. I'm putting my money on Kevin.
I think I saw him on TikTok on another show. I forget which show. Earlier today, I remember commenting. I remember commenting saying, I think it was the first time I've seen him without his Yeats on or any type of sunglasses on. I've never seen his eyes before that TikTok today.
Trust me, that much to look at. Honestly, so I literally leave mine on for 10 minutes, and it's just because, I got to show love to each, but also I got to show love to our newest sponsor. Dude, Candidates just sent me a free a free pack of the watermelon. Yo, this slaps. It's got a little minty aftertaste to it. Very sweet. Smells
Can't wait.
like a cracked up Laffy Taffy strip, but it tastes 1,000 times better. I want to try the Palmy. I passed on it, and I feel like a jackass. I found it was all Palmer flavor, which is like anybody who knew me growing up, that was my drink before beer. And honestly, when I was getting into vodka, I'd mix that with peach vodka, and that would be the best drink I could make.
I tried to order some of that, and it was sold out the first time I went on there.
They're running out of fucking inventory. They sell it so fast.
I was able to secure the Palmy, the watermelon, and the tangy citrus is just like the throw-in one, but I'm excited for the Palmy.
I got 3 watermelons. I got 2 citruses. I got 1 mint and 1 cinnamon.
So I'm pleasantly surprised with the cinnamon. I thought it was gonna be terrible. It's got a little spice
I
to it,
love
which
it.
isn't bad.
It hits. It's you know what, and also I'm trying to see if the mint tastes like Coke mint because the wintergreen tastes like Coke wintergreen. The peach tastes like Coke peach. The citrus just tastes like Starburst. The cinnamon tastes like every cinnamon or like spiced dip I've ever had in my life. They need to do like a Red Man flavored one. Because nobody can look me in the eye and say they didn't enjoy the taste of Red Man. It just was disgusting.
I feel like they just need to get like a nice bourbon whiskey type, just little.
Ooh,
Yes.
There we go. There we
What
go.
do you think? That'll trip a fucking DUI so fast. That's no.
Like a nice like country man's like tin flavor.
Jesus Christ.
Straight up old fashioned.
Son, you be drinking that? No, sir. Officer, it's my dip pouch. He goes, what flavor is that? Oh, bourbon.
Yeah, it's Jim Beam Black Label or whatever. Like here, look.
It's called I Didn't Hit My Wife, Officer. She fell.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
When I think of Jim
6
Beam, I
minutes.
think of that cartoon from fucking Family Guy. I was like, holy shit.
Jeez. 6 minutes it took.
And DJ hasn't even gotten here yet. Oh,
I
by the
know.
way, yeah, you know what the best part is? I love having DJ on.
speak of the
DJ
devil.
seems so relaxed and mellow when he's not on the show, but then he gets on here and he's fucking crazy.
I mean, he just popped on right when you hit him with all these compliments. It's perfect. Timing.
Exactly, there it is. And joining us now for the
There
High
he
Low
is.
Podcast, a love child of C3PO and Daniel Jeremiah, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Stewart.
It's Hunter Renfro in C3B. You got to get that.
No,
part
you
straight.
look like
Ooh,
Hunter
actually,
Renfro, but
that's
you
sexy.
talk like Daniel Jeremiah.
I'm glad to know that you guys spent the whole start of this podcast talking trash on me now as well.
Oh,
too.
no,
I'm
we
moving
were
right
talking
in
trash.
time.
If it makes you feel better, it was about 30 seconds after.
We were talking about candidates and what a Jim Beam flavor would taste like, and I said it would basically taste like no officer. I didn't hit my wife; she just fell.
How does that correlate to me? I do not like this.
No, it didn't.
Okay. I was like,
We were talking about how basically like I'm the one saying the wild shit, and I'm like, and DJ hasn't even gotten on yet. Usually you're so mild mannered and so like constructed on your show. Last time you came on here, you were saying some wild shit too.
that's what I'm here for. I'm here to add a surprise of wild as well too. I'm like a chameleon. I do it all.
Exactly. Your co-host literally just yells at me about my sports takes half the time.
You know what? That you get used to it after a while. You get
Well,
used
I mean, I consider I give out my number to very few people at Belly Up Sports. And DJ, you have to be one of those. But also, like it's like Andrew, it's McCarthy, it's Matt because he's known me forever. Kevin, Mike, Blaine, Shannon when she was here, Beth. Like only the people
You're
actually
right.
like.
Just
Yes, they-
nobody.
Very few.
No, that's maybe 8% of the company.
No, I know.
less than 10%.
One intern asked for my number when he was I had 2 interns last summer, right? I had Jarek, who was the podcast intern, and then I had Samir. Samir always had my number. That was an issue. Jarek wanted my number. I'm like, no, hit me up through Slack. Just hit me up through Slack. I once when I'm done being the podcast development director for the day, Mike knows to leave me alone. So does Blaine. You should too. I will say that was my second most productive summer I ever had.
When you had 2
What
interns?
about the first now as well
I was
too?
gonna
Is this
say,
like
yeah.
summer of '69?
It's
Is
this
that like
summer.
first now? What's going on here? What's
This
the most?
summer. It's this summer.
Oh, this summer is.
Because I basically got a new job where I can be on my phone for at least an hour or 2 a day because there's downtime between customers and between me trying to study the fucking material, like the product line from that, like an hour a day. It's like, sir, have you heard about our Concord Wall XL Unilock pavers? They're waterproof and they fit in great. Now, it's like there's only so much I can read about this shit from Unilock.
Sure.
Great company, by the way. If you guys need are building a patio, I highly recommend it. Honestly, like I'm trying to see when I buy my house if I can get one myself because it's actually really good fucking shit.
Yeah.
Also,
Good
by the
when
way,
you believe in it yourself.
Bluestone's a fucking scam. Do not buy it.
With the beer, or are we talking something else?
No, Bluestone like rock, like flagstone. Like do not buy it unless
yeah.
you're buying it. If you're buying it naturally cut, buy it. See these suckers trying to buy this shit that's all the same color, and I'm like, have fun paying triple for our piece of shit rock. I happily will sell it to you.
All the homies hate Bluestone.
All the homies hate
All the
all the
homies.
homies hate blue thermal,
Oh,
like
it's not
the
Bluestone,
clean
beer
cut
is Keystone.
Bluestone.
Never mind.
All right, We had a lot of shit to talk about. We had a break. We had a line. He was what, a top 5 linebacker like 2 seasons ago. Signed with the Jets out of nowhere. What, 3 hours ago, Matt?
Yeah, literally. We completed the task list, and I was like topics. I was like, I was at the gym. I got a shake. I looked up at the TV, and I see Quan Alexander in a Jets uniform. I was like, I'll take it.
Oh, really?
Solid.
I missed that. I was in a work meeting like the second half of the day, so I completely missed that.
Within like an hour and a half is when it broke. It was kind of funny because he's been tweeting all day like about like God's plan. When it's right, it's the right time. Like it'll happen, and then boom, 2 hours later, 1-year deal with the Jets.
Yeah,
I'm stoked about that because I mean, like it's not like we went out and we signed like a Von Miller or anybody or a TJ Watt kind of guy, but this is a good veteran presence to come onto a team that is very young, that has a lot of, especially on defense, as a very young, non-veteran based defense. So to have somebody come in, which is going to be good leadership for the team in the locker room, and there's also just an overall solid player. Because the Jets,
isn't he only like 31 years old or something like that? He's not that old.
No, I think I would say 29 to 32 in that range, something like that.
But he's got that respect in the league where, like, I agree with you. I think it's good for the Jets because they have such a young core that I've been personally excited. I'm not a Jets fan. I actually hate the Jets as a Patriots fan, but I've been excited to see what they can do because I think they're going to be better than people think, and I've been saying that all summer. So I think this, just like you just said, to bring that veteran presence in, I think that's exactly what it actually gives me hope for the competitive nature of football that the Jets are finally might be moving in the right direction.
Yeah,
I remember when Quan Alexander was with the Saints and him and Demario Davis as a linebacker duo just wreaked havoc for like that 4 or 5 weeks that they were both healthy before Quan got hurt as well too. Like the entire middle was locked down with just those two. He's very rangy. He's a really good linebacker if he's healthy. So I think that's an underrated signing, and with Robert Saul as the head coach, because he loves himself some linebackers too. He's gonna find a fun way to make that work.
You could pair him up with CJ Mosley now up in the middle. So I think it'll be a nice duo. CJ Mosley isn't. Yeah. He's not. He's an old guy, but he leads the league. He leads the Jets in tackles each season pretty much. He's dropped weight. He's faster. So I think the speed and just the combo of them two are going to be nice together. Especially since they avoided the linebacker in free agency and the draft, so they had to address something. So I was happy it was Quan.
Nice. Also, fun, weird, random fact. So I found this out last time I was at my uncle's house helping him out. My aunt's, one of her best friends, their daughter dates CJ Mosley.
Oh, really?
She's like, yeah, he's this guy who plays for the Jets. I'm like, okay. She goes, tall, dreadlocks, they're pink. I'm like, yep, I know who that is.
Yep.
Like, that gave it away. She goes, really? I'm like, he's actually kind of famous for those dreadlocks.
Yeah, all you gotta say is red dreadlocks or whatever.
Can you put in a good word? Do you think you get me like a Jet souvenir cup to add to the nice pile I got going on over here? I mean,
shit. Listen, nice word. Get him on the fucking podcast talking to us. Matt might literally have a seizure.
I might. Oh yeah, I'm a big Jets fan. I got season tickets. And
McCarthy might literally break into the stream.
Oh, I'd cry. Yeah, McCarthy. You know what? McCarthy wouldn't say anything. I think he'd be frozen.
No, he'd pop in and just stare. And he'd be like SpongeBob from that episode with the Jellyfish Club. Hi, CJ.
I'm your biggest fan. But you got to bring him on and not tell him. Oh,
any y'all see that TikTok of McCarthy busting out reps with the hex bar on deadlift before the show? I was like, you go. On his show TikTok, he posted. I was like, you go, McCarthy. Just bust out hex bars, deadlifts. I'm like, fuck that's yeah, great. Dude.
You know what's funny was I was on the belly up TikTok the other day trying to like everybody in the organization's like podcast videos and stuff, and I came across one of DJs, and I was like looking in the background. The screen wasn't big, so I'm like, oh wow! I was like, that's a shit ton of supplements he's got piled up. I thought it was like pre-workouts and all this shit. I couldn't tell if it was cups, and now he told me it was souvenir cups. Yeah. But at first I was like, this kid's crazy. He must be fucking roided up or something.
Yeah, you can't tell from both, like just neck below on that.
Just straight like all abs and legs.
Like regular shoulders, regular neck, regular head, but like from the tits down is just absolutely insane. I'm basically Patrick Willis from the collarbones down.
Yeah. He's basically a reversed light bulb.
Actually, just get real thick underneath.
It's like when Squidward ate all those Krabby Patties and went right to his thighs.
Yo, somebody, I ever see that clip of Wild N' Out when they said Doja Cat had Squidward thighs? I almost fucking fell off my chair. I mean, Doja's my girl, man. So I was like, what? Oh my god! All right, we're getting off topic. We're like, all right. So also on this show, the show that literally endorses ADHD. Yeah. Listen, there was one time we literally started talking sports, and it derailed into me and Scott and Mookie just yelling about random bullshit for about an hour until our other guest showed up. I was going to say this, though. Do you think with the addition of CJ Mosley, does this affect – we'll talk about the Jets and their line later, obviously, but do you think this makes the Jets an even better – I think this makes the Jets a serious contender for a top 10 defense.
I think I can definitely see top like 12 to 15. I'm not going to argue with you with top 10. I'm just trying to, as a Jets fan, I'm trying to take it baby steps because I always get ahead of myself and it bites me in the ass. But I think this makes them a significantly improved defensive team. I like Andrew was saying before, I think this is going to be a really good year for them. I think they're going to be better than people are thinking, but the schedule is very tough, so we'll see what happens. But I definitely think Quan Alexander is going to make them that much stronger of a team up in the middle.
I think they got a ways to go for top 10, considering they're climbing up from number 32 right now. But I could see that. But I could see them getting to about 15. I like their secondary was abysmal last year, and I think they getting in Sauce and things like that helped a lot. Yeah. The D line's still solid. Quan's going to help in the middle, so I like 15 to 20 for them right now, and they could climb higher if the offense can stay on the field, which I think if Zach Wilson improves a little bit, that's going to help a lot too. And Breece Hall as well too. He's gonna move some chains with like that. That man's gonna be a workhorse, offensive rookie of the year, early guy to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, so the defense isn't strong enough to carry them like the entire team. They need the whole team to help them out with the field position, with the time of possession. Like they need those extra steps. But that's where I think I like the signing that someone like that veteran presence being there is going to help keep the guys grounded during the game, to where if they have a few situations where they're on the field a bunch or quick possessions or whatever for the offense, like he keeps them grounded and in their head and say, hey, let's just push through this. We're going to get our break soon. Let's just do what we got to do. And I think, look, their over-unders at 5.5 right now. It feels like a 6-7 win season for me for them.
I do think their defense will be better if they didn't have to deal with Josh Allen, that Buffalo Bills mafia twice. That juggernaut will ruin anybody's defensive stats when you have to deal with them twice. Sure. But I do think they could definitely outperform where they were last year.
Well, I mean, I thought Andrew and Kevin were going to shoot me when basically I said, "Oh, hey, let's say the Patriots have the worst record in the AFC East." I thought Kevin and Andrew were going to come out of nowhere and like freaking Stone Cold Stunner me or hit me with a Randy Orton or something. I'm like waiting for it.
I'd say they might honestly be the worst team in that division on paper. I mean, obviously it's not played on paper. When you just look at them before preseason starts, they're the worst team in that division right now as far as where they were last year in additions, subtractions, everything. Like if you try and make things math, he's touche, Jason, touche.
I mean, listen, this is coming from a delusional Dolphins fan, so I mean, like.
Yeah, well, I'm about to make his day because look, the Patriots have the worst defense in the division. I don't think that's a question, in my opinion. I think they're going to give up. They are going to struggle to get off the field on defense, which is going to limit their upside as a team.
I want to address this comment too, is that will no longer be the case now that Zach Wilson is the Time Magazine Man of the Year. They're going to be searching for him as well too. So those days are over. Now they will be searching Zach Wilson out.
Oh man, that's a great comment though.
He has earned the right to be sought after, not to do.
Jason never really misses on those comments. That's kind of just what he does.
Kind of
that man.
Like
I mean, listen, his show is literally I equated to a 3-ring circus. So because he brings out a cast of clowns, man. Some of those dudes on that show are hysterical, including the knucklehead next to me on the right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun when you're on it, but then when you get off, you do realize, like, what the hell did I just do for the last hour?
Oh, there's the McCarthy.
There it is. I
didn't even have to flash the McCarthy signal.
He heard us talking about him earlier.
Yeah.
His ears twitch.
He heard you say, "I know someone," and then say, "Date CJ Mosley," and he's like, "Oh, I'm on."
Yeah.
Just saying it. It's easy to be accurate when you're throwing a bubble screen to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle every play and letting them run their 4-1-40s up and down the field too.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I think the only okay. You know what's so funny, right? So the top 5, I think Madden's top 5 fastest receivers are Tyreek Hill, then Quez Watkins. I think it's Waddle, Jamison Williams, and
Jamison's actually number 2. They have him at 98.
No, it's Tyreek, Jamison, then Quez. I got the
I think it's Quez, Jalen, and somebody else are tied at 97. It's just absolutely insane that 2 of them are on the same team.
No love for the new Patriots wide receiver Thornton, huh?
Okay, listen, being aerodynamic because you weigh $110 does not make you fast.
I was making a joke.
Watch, this dude is literally gonna be next to Sean Jackson, and Bill's gonna look like a fucking genius. I'm gonna sit there like, God damn it.
Look, I think we've seen the end of Bill looking like a genius days.
Well, we said it on the show after the show. I said this to DJ and
no, he's tripping.
Kelsey. Wow, I mind blank for a second. I said to DJ and Kelsey, I'm like, guys, you realize like is Bill lost it? Like he's finally cracked. And then DJ and Kelsey went, yeah.
Well, here's what you need to. Here's how you know he's lost it, because they've been talking about this on the radio up here, the last couple of days since training camp started. You know he's lost it because he has Matt Patricia running the offensive line and calling the offensive plays on the first 2 days of training camp. You can't do that. Something's going to be missed big time in one of those scenarios. And so because he can't make a decision on someone calling plays, like it's going to be the downfall of him because he's so concerned about not giving someone a title, because then, say he gives Matt Patricia the title of offensive coordinator, they're going to have the Patriots are then going to have to pay him more since right now the Lions are covering pretty much his entire salary because he's just labeled as an assistant or a consultant or whatever the hell his title is.
Let's not forget, Matt Patricia's the same guy as a head coach that Darius Slay basically can't play in this league, and he's not in the category of elite corners and ran him out of town. And look at Darius Slay now.
Darius Slay is still a top 3 corner.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take what Matt Patricia says with a pound of salt as well too. So I think that's another reason I think Patriots, their trajectory is 90.
I'm going to take a full metric ton.
Yeah. I just imagine what that'll do to my cholesterol. I'll start looking like Matt Patricia if I start taking that. So if you're gonna have him call the plays as a former defensive mind,
it better not happen. They're
taking 90. I like Mac Jones. I think he's underrated a little bit.
Yes,
people, so limited, but very effective nonetheless. So I think he can maybe make it fine, but you're starting to put him into those not Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence categories as far as making him have to do too much, but you're putting a lot on his plate if you're gonna have Matt Patricia calling the plays, because that means Mac Jones is going to have to check out of every single play at the line, every damn snap.
He's going to have to Carson Wentz everything. Too soon, DJ?
I can settle that as well, too. It's cool. It's fine.
I'm going to make it very clear. I don't want anybody on the Patriots coaching staff calling the offensive plays that is currently on the Patriots coaching staff. None of them. None of them deserve to be calling the offensive plays.
Well, unfortunately, sir, you're kind of screwed.
Yes, I know. Believe me, I'm very well aware.
Well, how impressive would that be if Mac Jones, let's just say the Patriots win 7 to 9 games this season. How impressive would that be if Mac Jones had top 15 quarterback stats in every category, and you got Patricia calling plays? But also so what is Joe Judge's role? What is he doing?
So I guess in the first 2 days of camp, Joe Judge has been strictly just around the quarterbacks.
Oh God, it's even worse.
So he's just been around the quarterback, which once again I do not like for Mac Jones, because I don't like that at all. But at least he's not calling the plays. But yeah, he's been strictly around the quarterbacks. So here's the tidbits that have been coming out of Tampa. The fact that Matt Patricia was running the offensive line early camp drills, and then when they did some red zone offensive drills, he took over the headset in the walkie-talkie and was calling the plays to Mac. And then the other big thing is that Ramondre Stevenson is the one who's taken first-team reps in the backfield. Damian Harris is with the backups.
No.
Wow.
Why would you? All right.
I like Ramondre Stevenson's explosiveness, but Damian Harris is more proven.
You guys do realize this falls right in line with what Bill does. A running back has
success. A
running back proves himself, has success, and then he cuts him down at the knees, moves the next guy up so that he can then get rid of the guy before him without having to pay him.
That's what he does. You have Tom Brady and Robert Gronkowski out there as well, so that makes things a whole lot easier. And now you have a baby Mahomes and Kendrick Bourne, Devontae Parker,
and Nelson Stonehands Aguilar.
Yeah, well, it's I'm not agreeing with the approach. I'm just saying it's not shocking me because this is his proven track record, and he's not swaying from his normal path at this point.
Obviously, to get to this level, there's a bit of an ego as well. Do you think maybe his ego finally just snaps seeing Tom Brady win that Super Bowl? He's like, that's and now he's trying to almost be the genius, and he's shooting himself in both feet simultaneously, trying to be too smart.
Yes.
That was when he started dishing out all that money to the. But look at that. So that was the first time I personally felt like I saw Bill Belichick like almost like panic. Like I got to do something. He dished out a shit ton of money to Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, Matthew Judon, the guy, Green Goblin dude from Eagles. What's Jalen Mills?
Jalen Mills, my dog.
Mills, yeah.
Then he does something I've never seen him do before. Is well, obviously because of Tom Brady, but he took a quarterback in the first like 15 picks of the draft.
Yep.
But like, look what happened. They went to the playoffs. They won 9 or 10 games, whatever it was. They went to the playoffs, and then this year he decided he was good and just let everybody walk and had an okay draft. And so now I'm curious to see what with the coaching. I think the most questionable thing with the team is just the coaching staff decisions and where they're. I think the team itself, if he just had more make sense coaches in the roles that they're in, it would have been better. When you put a defensive guy and a special teams guy with a quarterback in the offense, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm curious to see how that plays. And also going back to your running back point, they had their own Marshawn Lynch of the New England Patriots when they had LeGarrette Blount. Like nobody could tackle him. He was a fucking monster. And then they're like, let's cut him at the knees, so let's ship him away, and we're going to bring in Deion Lewis.
Which, look, Deion Lewis was fantastic for them until he blew his knee out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a game changer for them. I loved watching him play. And then he blew his knee out, and he was obviously never the same, and then they got rid of him and whatnot. But I get your point. He likes to just shift his – he likes to just catch everyone off guard as far as, well, you guys all think this is how it should be. This is what the league's doing. Screw it. I'll make up my own thing.
What's really weird is their secondary has been so good for like the last 5 years. And it makes sense. They've been cycling through people. You have Darrelle Revis, you win a Super Bowl, you cycle him out. You bring in Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore eats everybody's lunch for a few years. You cycle him out because you have J.C. Jackson on the wings. You just cycle out J.C. Jackson. I don't know who's next in that line, though, because none of those guys are – like Jalen Mills is nice, Jonathan Jones is nice, but I don't think they're on that level now.
It's the retirement home secondary.
Like,
hold on. I gotta see what's. Jason is calling me.
Oh, this.
Oh boy,
this is fucking ridiculous. Just text him the link at this point if he's that desperate to talk shit.
I don't feel like this is going to be
I think my phone wants like 10 different. This is how my phone must really think he's sketchy, because my phone just asked me for about 10 different permissions to answer his call.
This is why you should get an iPhone and not be a weirdo.
Oh, you don't. Oh, you are that guy.
I don't have
the only reason he is not in the corner booth chat. I lost McCarthy's number. That's why he's not in there. The only reason Andrew's not in there is because he has a fucking Samsung or Android or Kmart or Chinatown.
It's a Samsung, I think.
I think for what? MP piece of shit?
It's a Nokia 500. He could throw it off the roof.
Well, we're gonna hang up on this anyways because
bro, Nokia 500s could stop bullets. Okay, they probably kept a lot of dudes safe in the 90s.
They could destroy Captain America's shield if you threw it with a little steam on it. Those things were dangerous, but
give it a little backspin, man. I might knock it out of his hand.
Dude, nothing was more durable than those like flip phones that were also the walkie-talkies.
The Nextels. Yeah.
Oh yeah, those things were heavy duty.
Yeah, they crushed.
Things were meant for fighting dragons.
I like that, Ryan. Yes, the corner booth hotline.
Ryan just texted me, and I'm the happiest man alive because I felt like a dick because I lost his number. I had a text chain with him, and I completely forgot to save his number. And I went to text him like a week or two ago about something instead of DMing him on. I'm like, oh, now I'm not gonna hit him up because I feel like an asshole. So Ryan, I apologize. We love you. Now I really actually have to donate some time to making a GIF of the McCarthy signal.
Yeah, that's a must. I think you need that for the show.
And if anybody who doesn't know why the McCarthy signal is a thing, after I was basically abandoned by two of my co-hosts, Kevin and Patrick are excluded from this, obviously, because they gave me 6 months warning they were leaving. The other two, I will throw under the bus. They basically left me by myself to run a whole show while trying to find a new job, while also trying to help Mike and Blaine run the podcast department. So, you know who I called for all reliable besides Angela Duke, DJ Stewart, Kelsey, the boys at Craft Brew? I called McCarthy because that motherfucker always answers. He's a gentleman, a scholar, and a hell of a chaplain.
He is a hell of a chaplain.
He brings a little holiness to this unholy setting.
He brings the power of Jesus to the
by the way, there's no corner booth dartboard because I think it's still fucking upstairs.
Well, damn, I had a good one today. I was all ready for the corner booth dartboard
You know what?
today, too.
I will run upstairs. Oh, hey, guys, say hi to Ghost as he's
I was about to say, what's he doing?
He's going to knock all your charges down.
I'm a little disturbed what he's about to do right now.
All I saw him was jump on top of that.
Oh, no,
he's all those wires.
I thought it was hysterical. Last night, DJ brought up the Panthers as my cat, who looks like who is the size of a bobcat, starts messing with me. Yeah, I'm gonna fight you later. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Jesus.
So he's 20 pounds and 2.5 feet long and has claws like razor blades. I have a cat that actually could probably kill half the animals in my woods.
It sounds like it.
He calls me dad. That works for me.
That's a big
Although if you step out of line, he might kill you too if you're not careful.
Oh no, he got me a couple times on the wrist. It hurt like hell. Somebody thought I probably was cut myself or something.
Just had to establish dominance. He's like, look, now you know what I can do. Now don't mess.
Oh
with
no, he's. I have a water pistol for that. Also with the theme song from The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, he gets that cat shit in his pants.
I don't really know what to make of this, but I just got a notification that said Dwight Howard just cut a promo at a WWE tryout.
Yes, I need this happening.
It just popped up
I will
on my
watch
phone on
wrestling for this.
Bleacher Report.
Don't you have a breaking news sound around here?
I don't have it in my folder anymore.
Oh.
I never saved it.
I just went looking for it.
You know, I'm gonna add it because honestly, like those boys that I used to use the guys at Craft Brews, but would start messing up all the logos and shit because StreamYard's like stupid like that.
Yeah.
StreamYard, get your shit together.
Yeah, it made no sense to me. Yesterday, I was trying to upload the new intro for the for my golf show, and I deleted the old one. Went to add the new one, and it said there's too many files or too many videos or something. Why am I echoing?
I don't know.
But either way, that math just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh wait, you're echoing because my dumb ass doesn't have fucking earbuds in.
But the math
to the host to fuck it all
I take
up.
one out, I should be able to replace it with one without having to find 3 other things from 2020 to delete.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, Andrew, you're also realizing with anything with StreamYard, it's never going to work perfectly the first time. Like the fact that like you, me, Dan, the rest of the leadership team should be admins on it, so we shouldn't have to log in every 30 fucking seconds because some show that just joined boots us from the queue. Yo, the worst was one time, and I love Richard. He's a great guy, but when Grit and Barrett started, I was in the middle of my vacation in the fucking Poconos on my laptop in the middle of the kitchen table. My friends are playing a drinking game behind me, and I'm literally trying to set up this fucking podcast. And because I had like slow internet and I couldn't log on until I had texted Mike like, "Hey, I need a fucking code. I'm trying to help Richard set up right now." And me and Mike and Blaine have this text thread between the three of us that's so damn long. It's probably, it goes back a few years.
Oh, shit.
Because we're the 3 longest running members of Belly Up by about a country mile. So the next closest is Kevin, who's been there since end of 2019, middle 2019.
You're going to rip that shirt with all the flexing you're doing, man.
Sorry, Spam Risk tried calling me.
Say Jason tried calling you too?
No, Spam Risk. Could have been Jason. Maybe he called me like blocked and it said Spam Risk, but
yeah, somehow Jason like hacked my phone and started calling you.
So apparently Jason was trying to call me in Slack, not on my phone, but it was coming through the Slack app. That's why it was being weird.
That's right. This calling through the Slack app's fucking weird, but I like using it now.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all want to talk a little injury stuff? Ryan Jensen is now got carted off the field. Anybody hear anything? Like I looked all over Twitter before. I couldn't find what's up with him. Is it knee, ankle? What are we talking here?
it looks like it's knee. Feared to have significant knee injury after being carted off the practice field.
Yeah, that's saying, yep.
Anybody else think the Buccaneers are going to have like that quick release offense for the next 3 months because they're not going to have a center?
No, they'll bring in J.C. Treader, former Pro Bowl center, and just be just fine. Bring in another old guy off the street and it'd suddenly be just great.
See, I don't know though. If there's one thing I think we've seen proven with Brady in his career is that he needs to have a center he's confident.
The center is the most important position for Brady. Brady would have 15 Super Bowls if Jason Kelsey was his center.
when he's had a center have to flex in, because his weakness is being rushed up the middle and having the timing and hearing his calls and his little motions, his taps, or whatever. When he doesn't have a guy he's used to and he trusts, that's when he gets in trouble.
Breaking news. Seahawks signed DK Metcalf to a 3-year, $72 million extension.
Wow.
They kept
They're only 3-year. Wow. I didn't think he was going to take anything less than 4.
All right, this just proves that Sam Darnold's going to the Seahawks, just saying.
Me and Kevin's Madden League is fulfilled.
Oh, man. If Sam Darnold couldn't do it with DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey, I don't know if he's going to do it with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
I think Sam Darnold's going to be in the XFL. I'm dead serious. Name recognition.
Go to the USFL.
Dude, he would be like an XFL MVP. The problem is he is not good enough to read an NFL defense. But XFL guys are a half a tick slower. That's fine.
Hear me out here, though. With Mayfield, say they release Sam Darnold because they're not going to – they say they would like what they see in Mayfield in training camp and preseason, and they say, we're going to keep him for that extra year, and we'll find the next guy. Maybe we like Corral or whatever. Let's get rid of Sam Darnold because we're paying him way too much money to be any type of quarterback. You really don't think the Seahawks would at least look at him, considering Drew Lock and Geno Smith are their options?
There's amazing 7 good quarterbacks coming out of next year's class.
That's what I'm saying. They just need Sam Darnold for this year.
No, they won't do it. They don't give a fuck about this year because Locke is going to throw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. Geno will probably throw 28. It doesn't matter. The thing is,
what do you think they sold Metcalf on for this extension?
True. They sold that fucking cannon. Are you kidding me?
They sold him on.
Remember how much you love running straight? Just go, and Drew's going to find you in the end zone on the other side of the field.
And for 3 years, too, he's going to be young enough to get a second big deal on the back end of that as well, too. So
that's true, too.
28 or so. He'll be able to get a nice 5-year.
Me and Chelsea are both on the whole Drew Lock might actually be good for Seattle because Denver's fucking offense while he was there was the worst fit possible. I don't know if y'all go to all 22, but I'll look at Denver's offense, and it makes me twitch. They never utilize the strength of their quarterback. Drew Lock's strength was shotgun passing and play action passing and throwing it deep. Not these in-between mid routes, which honestly, Russell Wilson might thrive in Seattle, honestly, because everything's inside of 25 yards and on a delayed rollout.
I'm still pretty positive, breaking this down, that Christian Kirk still makes more than DK Metcalf with this new deal.
He does. Really? Because the Jaguars broke the receiver market. They did a Timberwolves.
So they've guaranteed him $58.2 million of that $72 million. He's got a $30 million signing bonus.
Yeah.
And he's what is he, 24?
Yeah,
he's young, so
he could still cash in on like a 4 or 5 year deal at 27.
Yeah, wow. When hosts aren't listening. I agree with both of you, man.
That is hilarious. I mean, I don't. They probably were like, "Listen, we're aware that this situation sucks. So, like, what if we just do a short-term, large money-based contract and just call it a day?"
Also,
let us see who we can get in the draft next year and see who we can bring in a true young gun.
If they have like a top 10 pick, they'll still get like. They may not get Stroud or fucking Bryce Young, but they're gonna get Van Dyke or fucking Will Levis, who both have bazookas for arms.
I mean, Wilson was a 3rd-round pick, and look what happened with them. So, I mean, they could easily take somebody outside.
I mean, I think
round.
the days of the 3rd-round picks are waning because quarterback evaluation is getting better. The difference between 2016 and now is like night and day.
Yeah.
Shout to Dak Prescott there. But I will say the 1 3rd-round – there's 2 3rd-round picks I like in this year's draft that might start and be decent is Malik Willis and Matt Corral. Malik Willis is basically going to come in and be the savior for that dumpster fire that is inevitable with that Titans team. I am taking the by the way, sneak peek, I'm taking the under on the Titans. I'm smashing the under. I want everything with it because you know why? I think they're gonna bench Tannehill by week 8. I think AJ Brown made that guy relevant as a quarterback.
What are they at? They're at 9. Oh, under 9 wins. Yeah, I'll
hell yeah! I'm swinging. Give me
I'll take that.
Oh hell yeah!
We'll get into it when that time comes, but there are some ones where they're so easily like I'm taking the over or the under on this. It's not even a debate. There's just some that are just like you put the odds too high or too low, and it's an easy decision.
Yeah, true. Jesus Christ.
So speaking of Seattle, though, I said this earlier. I said this on Twitter the other day. Is Chris Carson retiring because of all of his neck injuries not the smartest thing that's ever happened in the NFL in the past decade? Finally, someone made a smart decision there. That was like, nah, I can't play anymore.
They had to put a fucking rail in his fucking neck.
That's my point exactly. But so many guys like, nah, I can keep playing. Like, no, Chris Carson made the smart decision for his life. He
100%. I don't know if it's
not safe for him to be
the last 10 years, but it's definitely a smart decision for him too. I
Well,
mean, like you said, he has a railroad track in his neck to keep him alive. I mean, like you got to at that point, you got to kind of realize it's done. Like it's fine, it's great.
And I only said it that way because I was trying to drive home that point that I'm happy that he took that step to make that decision for himself.
Shout out to
that was smart
for releasing him so that he can pick up that those medical benefits through the NFL as well too. So shout out to them for doing that as well too.
Yeah, they obviously had some conversations. It made sense.
I think you know what I've noticed a lot about a lot of these NFL teams. As much as they're ruthless, like when it comes to life-threatening shit, they always stop. Remember Devin Still with his with his daughter. The Bengals kept him on the roster exclusively to make sure his daughter got the proper insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like stand-up guy shit, and she recovered. So you know what? Shout out to the Bengals. I think they got their redo on karma when they got to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, Montez perfect.
That being said, Chris Carson, offensive mind, he can go to New England, call the plays, and I feel more comfortable now what they got going on right now.
You know what?
Is belly up Jared saying that this good karma for the Seahawks can make them a Super Bowl winner? And then
I'm saying maybe it leads Drew Lock to being a better quarterback in that system than Russell Wilson was towards the last 2 years.
How great would that be if the Seahawks were to get Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks have Geno Smith and Sam Darnold on that roster, and then let's just cut Drew Lock and go get Ryan Fitzpatrick out of retirement, and you got 3 of the last Jets 5 quarterbacks.
Mr. Ryan, my shoulder looks like Swiss cheese Fitzpatrick. Sure, whatever, Matt. We're in the land of make believe at this point.
I love Kevin's point there, Jared. Real fast, it's a fantastic point to counter everything we just said. One. The Rams signing Wes Welker when he was clearly a vegetable. Pretty much.
Leave it to Kevin to just make this rough as fuck. Also, shout out to Kev for toughing out listening to Smash Mouth at his gym today. He sent me the best Snapchat of all time. He goes, my earbuds die in the gym. I got to listen to this shit. And it's I'm a Believer by Smash Mouth. I'm like, oh, God damn it.
My workout ends at that point too. Like this is a job for another day. We're not going through this.
Bro, listen. I make sure my earbuds are charged. I have backup earbuds because my gym it's half athlete, it's a quarter athletes, a quarter hardcore powerlifters, a quarter people who just train hard and are like bodybuilders, and then the quarter old people. And the quarter old people get to choose 90% of the music.
Oh, geez. Got some Beethoven ass shit going on.
But it's like literally a serious hardcore lifting gym, but because they make 50% of their money off this like suckering in those old people for training, that's who picks the music.
Yeah.
Stop the count. It's rigged.
Fucking rigged. It is sold actually. They sold like half their gyms to Powerhouse just bought out one of their gyms actually. Let's talk some baseball, kids.
Let's go.
Benny Biceps is in the pinstripes.
It did not take long. The Yankees got swept by the Mets after a 2-game series, and so I was at the game yesterday. So within the ride home from 10:45, 11 at night to when I got back from Queens to Connecticut, Andrew Benintendi was already a Yankee.
Yeah.
So fucking Cashman was probably like, this is fucking terrible. And he figured it out. So but this thing would fucking load. They gave up 3 single-A prospects for him. So when I was reading the article, what I gathered from these prospects were one of them pretty much was labeled as has potential to be a mid-rotational kind of a guy. And I was like, all right. So we gave up a number 3 future kind of guy.
Sure.
The other ones had some, like this guy that I was just talking about, he has a 3.73 ERA and he's 5-5, like record-wise. The other guys had a 3.0 or 2.97 ERA, He was labeled as potential, but needs some time to progress. And the third guy had a whopping 4.66 ERA in the single A affiliate team in Tampa. So obviously prospects are hit or miss. So you gave up 3 mid-level single A prospects. You get Andrew Benintendi. He's not a power hitter. He's got 3 home runs, but he's got a 320 average. He gets on base. The Yankees need that. They don't need another guy like Joey Gallo to just swing for the fences and not get anything. So the fact that they got a base hit guy, gets on base, high average, 320 guy, exactly what they need to help drive some extra base hit runs in. He's starting in the lineup leading off tonight against the Royals. So I'm anxious to see what that's going to be like. But, I mean, I like the trade. Do I think this takes us out of the Juan Soto race? Most likely, but not. It's not guaranteed. We didn't give up any top prospects for him. But
my money is still on the Cardinals getting Soto.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Fuck my team up. I mean, the Cardinals are going to win the NL Central by a country mile because I think the Brewers are going to slowly start petering off. Mm-hmm. But shout out to my Diamondbacks, 5 of 6 since the All-Star break. Let's go, kids!
Shout out to my Red Sox who have decided to stop playing baseball.
6.5 out of the wild card, guys. Let's go get some fucking pitching. Let's do this.
I think if I was a Red Sox fan, I would be more mad at that center fielder that lost. God. He lost track of the baseball, but then he walked.
I was going to say, losing track of the ball happened. The fact that he then turned around
TikTok intern for posting that immediately.
Yes,
whoever's running Belly Up's TikTok is a fucking G. They're on this. Who is it?
Oh no, I don't know who it was.
They were within 5 minutes. I was at work, and I saw the episode. Like, oh my god, this is perfect.
Yeah, and that is what because look, you lose fly balls. That happens. Lights, whatever you want to call it, just happens. But his biggest knock since he started playing center field for the Sox has been that he can't track balls off the bat, and he just makes up for it with his speed. Typically, he can chase something down after making a bad read. But you watch him play, he'll take a step in the wrong direction first, and then he just corrects it by being able to turn his hips and run fast. But you're right. Whenever he saw that he wasn't going to get this ball, he just turned around with his back to the infield, stared at the ball, and waited for the left fielder to run in and get it. Like that's you're right.
28-5 is the greatest baseball score of all time.
It was brutal.
17 in the month of July.
Yeah, they're done. They're cooked. They're walking.
I love how so me and my buddy have a running joke bet about the Red Sox and Diamondbacks records. He's a Yankees fan. You guys know him as Mr. Maserati. I know him as Jeffrey. We have a running joke about he's the one who does our intro song. He and me both have a running joke about the fact that Diamondbacks have consistently kept around the Red Sox record. And up until about June, we had a better record than them. And if we keep getting hot and the Red Sox keep tail spinning, the Red Sox will finish in last place because the Orioles are going to keep winning games.
I'm pretty sure the Red Sox will finish in last place in the division at this point. I don't see how they don't start. I don't see how they don't start selling off some pieces.
Can I just say this? And no other sport fucks with your emotions like this. Baseball is such a long stretch, but it's a sport you can live day to day. And the craziest thing is, like, we were talking about the Red Sox being one of the hottest teams in baseball, like, 2 months ago?
Yep.
Yeah, they were in second
place.
And
they're tail spinning. My Diamondbacks lost 13 of 12, and yet they're only 6 out of the wild card, and half their players are younger than me and Matt.
Yeah, it's bad. It's getting bad up here in Boston.
This is why I love this sport. It is such a clusterfuck of emotion.
There's not actually. So let's be honest. There's not much going on good in sports here in Boston right now. The Red Sox are tailspinning. The Patriots have this massive unknown with the coaching staff we talked about.
Didn't the Bruins
the Bruins fired Bruce Cassidy because the ownership and the GM can't face their own faults in the organization, and they used him as a scapegoat, which is an absolute just travesty. And the fact that the players are signing off on it saying that they didn't like Cassidy and they're happier now is an absolute joke. So the Bruins are going to be an absolute shit show. I mean, we'll see what the Celtics do. They obviously had good, but compared to what we're used to, there's not much going on good up here right now.
Damn. I just got something else saying that it's unlikely, but I call them the Anaheim Angels because it just makes sense to me, but the Angels are taking calls on Shohei Ohtani now.
Oh, jeez, really?
They said they're unlikely to trade him, but they are actively listening to offers.
Okay, so what's the purpose?
You hang up immediately.
What's the purpose of them saying that then? Yeah, agree. Like, so what are they?
It doesn't make sense.
My brain just died. What the fuck? I understand Mike Trout's like back is like seriously screwed up because he's been carrying the Angels organization for 10 years. But like, what the shit is happening right now?
I mean, the most fair trade I could think of is Joey Gallo and Aaron Hicks straight up. Shohei Ohtani. Let me get him.
You're an actual fucking asshole.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but that is an interesting thing to just get on my phone randomly. Is that, hey, we're not going to, but we're actively taking calls. It doesn't make any sense.
Angels, we'll give you Corbin Carroll, the number 3 ranked prospect in baseball. We'll give you a pitching prospect, and we'll give you we'll throw like Pavin Smith, a first baseman who's honestly great with contact. He can't hit in Arizona because Christian Walker has 24 home runs. We'll give you that for Shohei, okay? Great, call.
I feel
he
bad
gets to stay on the West Coast, technically.
The Angels just I don't think they know what to do, but they've been doing so much and nothing's working out. Like, you go get Shohei Ohtani, this sensational dual player that can hit and pitch at the same time. You get Mike Trout, who's like the best baseball player in the league right now. You go and you get Anthony Rendon, and you get Noah Syndergaard and everybody like that, and they still can't make it work. And to add, they did have a pretty credible, respectful coach. Like, he's a former World Series champion head coach. It's not like they just signed some scrub like Phil Nevin or whatever and made him the coach right off the rip. But it's just, I just feel bad because I feel like this is a team that just can't figure it out.
They're about as snake bitten as they get, it feels like, as well, too. Like, as far as you get everything in your own direction, but you still can't move forward.
Yeah.
It's like they're constantly going uphill no matter how powerful the vehicle is. The incline just gets a little bit stronger.
Fair.
Baseball.
And apparently
get rid of everybody and just look like an absolute trash zone, then go on a World Series run out of left field. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. When they're like plus 250 million odds or something like that.
And apparently Andrew Benintendi is telling like John Heyman and everybody, like, hey, like, I'm like, he was all, I'm a non-vaccinated guy. Like, that's what he was saying. And now apparently he's open to getting the vaccine to join the Yankees. So I guess
New York's laws are fugazi. Yeah.
Shock.
Well,
Well, it's more about when they have to go to Toronto for the play.
Yeah.
What it's more about.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about.
Because, the Communist Republic of Canada, we all know how that goes.
Yeah.
That's not even about the vaccine. I pray for my Canadian brothers and sisters because that country's a fucking shit show.
Yeah, but I just love the 180 there. Like, I'm not going to get the vaccine. Oh, I'm going to join the Yankees where I have a chance to go to the play. Yeah, okay, I'll get it now. Like, so what was your purpose of not getting it in the first place then? Like, just if you're not going to get it because you have a reason, cool. Everyone has their own decision, but don't sell out your decision.
Yeah, not like I don't respect him for, like, I'm not saying that at all, but like I respect like Kyrie Irving for having a stance like, I'm not about it, but continuing to stand like that, saying like, no, I'm not
about it.
Yeah.
We remember Andrew Wiggins. Oh, I don't want to do it for religious reasons. San Francisco says, the hell you aren't. And then he gets it and suddenly is an all-star game starter and gets a ring. So, maybe there's something into it. I don't know. Maybe that's what he's thinking too. He's like, Andrew Wiggins doing. He's like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Let's just say this. There's some athletes out there who are questionable in their reasons. And if we do a dartboard later, you will find out about one of them for me. It's a little.
We have to do one now.
I really don't feel like talking politics today, Andrew, because I feel like
it's not politics. Not politics. It's not politics. It's about.
Y'all know how I lean. I basically sit in a bunker with a Hawaiian shirt and some goggles on, so you know how it is.
He pretty much looked at his options, said, if I get this vaccine, I can go to New York and contend for a World Series ring, or I stay in Kansas City. And he chose to. I mean, I'm not blaming him. I mean, I don't care if anybody is or isn't. It doesn't bother me. But
Beth, it doesn't mean it's right. All right, here we go. We're doing over-unders. We're going to go through every NFL team because fuck it, we have the time. All righty. First off, we're starting with DJ's Indianapolis Colts. You see that beautiful Darius Leonard plaque?
Are we doing over-unders as in buying the odds or just over-under in general?
I have the DraftKings app right in front of me.
Okay.
They were a potential sponsor by sports, so they dropped the bag.
If you need me to at all, I have them all written down. So if anything happens on your phone, just let me know.
I will. I actually have 75% power. For once, actually, my phone's fully charged. This is crazy. All right. We'll start off with DJ's Indianapolis Colts. DJ, you have to go last. Obviously, it's the Rolls because it's your team. I'm going to take over 10 wins. That's the line set of 10 wins right now. I'm taking over 10 wins. I think the fact that division, besides the Jaguars, that division looks like shit. The Jaguars are on the up and up, but because I'm a big Dougie P guy, I'm a firm believer in the visor. But Dougie P, listen, he's Riverboat Ron with better play calling. I think he's going to do wonders for Lawrence's development. I think that the fact they have 2 healthy running backs, apparently James Robinson's healthy somehow. And the fact, honestly, it's not a bad team talent-wise. It's a lot of discombobulated parts. And hey, listen, Doug Peterson specializes in that kind of shit show. So whatever. I'm going 11 or 12. I'm taking the over 10 wins. Matthew, 10 over 10 or under 10?
I feel the same way. I'm taking the over. I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to have a similar season as to when they had Phillip Rivers for that one year when they won 11 games. I can see the Colts winning minimum. I can see them going 10 to 11 games. I can see them winning at least 11 and taking that division. And I will go as far as to say they will do more with Matt Ryan than they did with Phillip Rivers, which means getting by the wild card.
Alrighty. Andrew.
Fine. I was going to say push because I think that 10 is right where I had him, honestly. So this nails it for me. So I'm going to say under because I don't not like the Texans.
Wow,
I think
where's Kevin having a seizure for that grammar?
I think the Texans offense is going to be good enough to at least give the Colts some games and maybe steal one, and I think Jacksonville can also get one. So I don't think the Colts just run away with the division in a way where they're going to sweep everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Colts. I see them at like 9 wins. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. All right, DJ.
Honestly, I think I'm thinking it's a push at 10 because I think 10's a sweet spot for him as well too. I could see him hitting 11. The only reason I have him at about 10 is because they have to play the AFC West, and they could probably most likely going 1-3 in that as well too. I mean, maybe they steal one from one of them, but that's gonna be hard to do much better against that division. So I'm gonna say 11. I'm gonna take the over as well. I think they're gonna be a lot better. I think it helps. The Titans are going down. Texans are kind of flat, and I think Jacksonville, even though they're on the way up, I think it's going to take a full year for Dougie P, even with all of his magician stuff, to undo the Urban Meyer trash heap that was put in there as well, too. Like, he doesn't get a chance to start from scratch. He is starting from below hell right now with what Urban Meyer did there. He regressed everybody. So I'm going to say I'll give him 11. I'll go 11. So a little bit over.
All right, we'll move up. Denver Broncos. The line is also 10. I am slamming the under. I think the Denver Broncos are going to miss the playoffs, and they're going to have a below 500 record at 7-8. I am a big, or not 7-8, 8-9. Sorry. I think they're going to be the worst team in the AFC West because of 3 things. One, they didn't solve any of their issues. They just upgraded a quarterback. Their other issues are their back end of their secondary because it's getting older. They lost. You can't replace Von Miller with Rennie Gregory. That's not going to work. And they have no tight end.
Yeah, Russell Wilson never used the tight end, though.
He never used the middle of the field. It was screw somebody out there somewhere. Nothing under 40 yards. The Russell
but you downgraded from DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett to Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler.
Which is why I have them as the under as well, too. Because
there you go, DJ!
We're on the same path here because you have to play that division where everyone got no sleep better. And they've already said they are tailoring the offense to Russell Wilson, who, while he's a great player, has been a great player, that you can't play any other way besides his way of scramble, evade, bombs away. He doesn't see the middle of the field. He doesn't use it at all. He never has. Not having a tight end has been. Javonte Williams is nice. Maybe he can give you 1,200 yards and change things, but I don't see it. In that division, I give him at like 9 and 8. I think they'll just miss it. So give me the under as well.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go. I'm also gonna go under. My main fact is that I think the other teams in this high flying division are more stable in what they already have for weapons, and they haven't. I know there's been a lot of changes in that division, but I feel like there's been less massive changes than there has been for the Broncos. I do disagree with you saying they have no tight end. I'll give it the halfway point of the season. Greg Dulcich is going to be a fantasy relevant tight end. I love Greg Dulcich this year. He's going to surpass Albert O. So I think he's going to be a tight end of the future. He should start to show the second half of the year, but I do have him under the 10 wins as well. And I am going to keep track of this on a spreadsheet, guys, so we can revisit it at some point.
I agree with what Jared and DJ were saying. I'm taking the under. I'm giving them the ceiling of 9 wins for this team. I'll take the over on Russell Wilson evading, scrambling and running around with a guy maybe wide open down right in the middle, but he's going to just launch it to Cortland Sutton and hope that he's going to have like a Doug Baldwin type moment or a Jermaine Kearse type moment. But I'm taking the under. I think this is a year where I think this is the learning curve year, if that makes sense. I think this is the year they go 8 or 9 wins, and then I think they make the push next year. They got the quarterback and they got the receivers and the running backs, in my opinion, in place, so they need to figure out the tight end. They need to get a little younger on defense. But I think this is the year they go 8 or 9 wins, and then next year is when they start to make the jump.
I'm still not sure about Hackett, a head coach, either as well, too. It's
I think
it makes sense with him either because he likes the catch ball flick gone coming from Green Bay. Like, they're a lot more quick in timing, where Russell, not so much.
I'm convinced
I
that
didn't think the mix, the OC and quarterback mix felt off to me. I don't know. It's odd. All right,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm convinced that they made that signing in expectations that they were going to get Rodgers.
Oh, definitely. Rodgers, I think, shocked about 80% of the people in this world when he signed with the Packers again. All right, we're going to start doing this. We're going to do one sentence at a clip because we got 30 teams and we got 30 minutes. So here we go. All right, Atlanta Falcons. I am going to take push at 5 games. I think they're going to be better than they will be last year because they're finally going to – Desmond Ridder is going to get in later in the season and surprise a lot of people. I think he's going to actually be pretty decent in Atlanta. Apparently, Mariota looked great in camp. So, give me them getting 5 wins on the nose.
Mm-hmm. I feel the same way. I'll take the push. I think they're going to rely heavily on like Drake London and Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts is going to have a fantasy amazing type year just because he's that one option they have. You got to see what Drake London does. I assume they're going to try and do the same gadget thing as they did last year with Cordero Patterson, but I'll take the push as well.
Andrew.
I'm going to say under because a lot of people are down on this division and think the Bucs are just going to run away with it. I do think the Bucs are going to win. I don't mind what the Saints are doing, and I don't mind what Carolina's doing, bringing in Baker Mayfield. So I think just division alone and just the rest of what the Falcons have going on for them, I'm going to say under. I have them at like 4 wins.
I'm going to say under too, but I think they're going to be competitive pretty much every single game. I don't think they're going to get absolutely lambasted throughout the year. They got a lot of rebuilding to do on defense outside of AJ Terrell.
I can see that.
All right, next team. We are Commanders. Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Here you go.
I am slamming my knee so fucking hard on that under.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. Does anybody have the over? We'll just make this easy. Does anybody have the over here?
No, that's an easy one.
8. It's at fucking 8 wins. Are you serious?
8.5 wins. I got to win 9. I'm not even pushing, or I'm under.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to say 6 win ceiling.
Hell fucking no.
Give me the under. I think just a 7.
Yeah,
I'm taking a solid 4. They may have a top 10 pick, top 5 pick next year.
Yeah, just give me one. Just give me one of your.
Speaking of top 5 picks, the other New York team, New York Giants, line set at 7.5 wins. How are we feeling, gents? DJ.
Yeah, go and give me the under on that one. There's some nice pieces, but go and give me the under for that one. I'm not feeling too much more than that.
Like Kadarius Toney's amount of touchdowns, give me under 7.
Yeah, I'm going to take under 7.5. Their first half of the season's very easy to where they could get out on a pretty decent 6-4 type start, but their second half is so bad. And Daniel Jones, I'm going to take the under.
Move on. I agree.
All righty. Now to the most hated team in the NFC East, besides Dallas, and the team that I call my favorite, and the team that I love more than some of my family members, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh my God!
Line is set at 9.5 wins. I am taking the over for 3 reasons. 1, Hurts knows if he doesn't get this, he's screwed. 2, that defense looks really fucking scary, and nobody's talking about it. They have James Bradbury and Slay as their starting cornerbacks. With that rotating monster mash of D tackles, and Nakobe Dean is my sleeper for defensive rookie of the year. So yeah, give me the Eagles. I'm slamming the over on this one.
It's a 9.5. I think I'm gonna go over too.
I'm gonna take the over. Same reasons. I could see them winning 11 games, like as a high, in my opinion. Like the ceiling for me, I think they're going to get to 11, which is improvement from last year. But I think with that addition of AJ Brown, you got Devonta Smith. Like you said, the defense is good. I'm going to give them the over on that.
Give me a push. I think they're going to be right at it. I think the defense is great. I don't know about Jalen Hurts still. I think there's a little more to see there. We'll see if they can mimic that running game they had last year. But I do think Devonta Smith is going to have oh my God, this guy has arrived year too. I think he
also gained 15 to 20 pounds of muscle this offseason. What the shit?
Yeah.
And I thought he was really good last year. He just unfortunately got overshadowed by Jamar Chase breaking records. But I think Devonta Smith's fantastic. I think he's going to show out this year. I think he's going to outproduce.
Can we also talk about, like, Devonta Smith is a better receiver overall than Jalen Waddle is. Waddle's cut more balls.
Oh, I agreed. I thought Devonta Smith, I had him higher rated last year too, and I thought Miami should have taken him. It made more sense with Tua, but I digress. I think Devonta Smith outperforms AJ Brown. That's my hot mistake.
I think it's going to be they're both going to have very Jamar Chase, like not maybe Chase, but they're both going to have very like even 1,000-yard ish touch, almost double-digit touchdown seasons. Like they're both going to have good seasons. Because I think
AJ Brown stays away from the Chipotle.
Mm-hmm. There it is. I think also the only Chipotles in Philadelphia are up in like the North End, which is away from Broad Street, so we're good.
Hopefully, he doesn't travel.
Alrighty. All right, to the Lovie Smith Brigade, the Houston Texans.
I'll take this. I'll take this one for you. I don't think there's really an explanation. I'm going to go under. I'm going under for.
Taking my push. Give me 5 wins for the fucking Texans.
No John Mechie. I'm taking the under.
Listen, I think that defense is going to force a league high turnovers wise. Like it's a Lovie Smith defense with a lot of dudes who like making plays. I will get they're gonna win some games off of like a bullshit pick 6 in the last play of the game.
So you're showing them at 5, because I saw them at 4.5. They had 5.
Okay, so I'm giving them 5. So I guess I'm taking the over. DraftKings' lines are always fucking stupid.
Give me the under. I think they hit 4 yet again as well. So I think they're still 1 year away.
Give me the over that Lovie Smith gets fired after 1 year.
Well, that is actually one of the bigger bets, I think, is that he's the first coach to get fired this year. I think I heard that.
Oh, no, my bet for first coach is Pete Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good
Who
one.
said Matt Rule?
Matt Rule's
all three of those guys.
Matt was like taking a layup on an open fast break. It's like, come on.
No, it's like making Shaq make a 3-throw.
We didn't say that there was rules. I didn't realize we had to go out on.
I know. I'm just judging you personally. There's no rules.
I thought we were just taking the easy low hanging fruit here. I didn't think I had to think.
Oh no, it's all. I just said Pete Carroll because like either Drew Lock's experiment's gonna work or like John Snyder's gonna be like, what the fuck are we doing?
Why did we just evolve into this?
All right.
So
all right. Speaking of what the fuck, you go.
Well, quickly, I'm actually gonna say over on the Texans because I think they get 3 wins within the division this year. I think they get 2 more outside the division.
Wow. Okay. All right. Speaking of what the hell happened, Pittsburgh Steelers. The line is at 7.5, I believe.
Yep, 7.5. So you know what's tough with that is I want to say under. Like I think they can get 7 wins. The problem is that Mike Tomlin has never had a under 500 career record in a single season since he's been hired by the Steelers. So you're going back I don't even know, like 12, 14. Yeah, you're going back like 15 years, and this guy has never finished under 500. However, I'm going to take the under. I don't trust Mitch Trubisky, and I'm not a big Kenny Pickett guy, so I could see them winning maybe 7 games, so I'll take the under 7.5.
I think Najee Harris wins you 5, TJ Watt wins you 2, so I'm taking the under. They have way too many holes right now, and that division's a little too loaded for where they're at right now.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go under for the division mainly because I think that division is just too good. I think Baltimore's going to come back to form a bit this year. I think the Bengals are going to look like they did last year, and I think the Browns are going to they'll probably be able to split a series with the Browns. They might take 2 from the Browns, but it all just going to depend on if Watson is starting or not.
Alrighty, we're going to try to run through these a little bit. Kansas City Chiefs, 10.5. Everyone's taking over, right? Anybody going lower than that?
I'm not going lower.
I think it's going to be 11. Like, they're going to have some, like, rough games in that division, but...
they're not winning 12 or 13, but I'll take 11.
It's still... I'll still run with an 11. All right, Miami Dolphins, over under 9. This is going to be good. I'm taking the under. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Go, sorry.
Prove to me that Tua can beat me on a deep ball. It's easy to stop Tyreek when you put 9 guys in the box. If Tyreek's only running screen passes.
I'm going to take the push. I think they get 8 or 9 wins.
I'm going to say the push because of 9. And Tyreek Hill, fun fact, only caught 1 touchdown of more than 30 yards last year as well, too. All of his other ones were underneath, too. So he kind of did that last year. So they prepped him for this. We'll just see if,
Fair enough.
he doesn't get sacked or injured or starts throwing right-handed. I don't know. We'll see. But
well, there you go.
Until they run 2 pills, and then it's over.
I'm going push
Andrew.
as well. That's exactly where I had him.
All right. Moving on. Seattle Seahawks, over under 5.5 is the line right now.
I'm taking over because I've had them at 6 or 7 wins this whole season. I think I can see them at 6. I'll take the over just by a game.
Alrighty. I'm gonna take 6 as well, so I'll take the over.
I'm going to take the under because it sounds like they're actually leaning towards Geno Smith as of right now, and I can see them
taking
going
the
back
under
and forth.
Switching the pitch, bringing this around.
It's obviously July 28th, so I think this is going to be where they just go back and forth and make a mess of it for no reason. So
That's how they got DK to take that short-term big-time contract because Geno Smith loves DK Metcalf.
He's never seen a receiver like DK Metcalf,
That's true.
except for like junior year Kevin White.
I'm here for the under as well.
Okay, great. New Orleans Saints, they're set at 8 wins. I am taking the over, but just over. Like they're a 9-8 team to me. Like Jameis is gonna make this fucking fun, but they're not gonna win a shit ton of games.
Pretty much spot on. That's pretty much exactly how I see it too. Better than 500, but they're not something to be too concerned about.
Yeah, I agree with you both.
All right.
Yep.
Packers. Over under set at 11.5.
Oh.
How we feeling right now?
That's a tough one. That's a better one.
I'm with DJ. I'm taking them at. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to take them at a push. Give me 11 on the nose.
Give me 10. I think it's a bit of a struggle, especially early on. They'll still be fine, but give me 10.
Yeah, I'll take the push. I'll take them at 10 or I'll take. You know what? I'll take the what was it? The under was 10.
The under is 10.
I'll take them at the under. I'll take them at 10 wins. Still win the division probably. But I'll take them at 10.
What division do they play this year?
It's a great question. I think we play them. I think
We
the
play
Jets
them
play
too.
them.
I'm actually going to Eagles Packers in
So-
the link.
Say possibly AFC East, NFC East.
I give them 10
Ooh, that's
wins.
tough. That
I give
is
them 11
close.
wins on the nose. I don't think they're going to have a great season. Like I think the
Yeah.
Lions and the Vikings are going to be super fucking competitive. Like their years of coasting are done.
Yeah, I'm gonna say push there as well. I have them kind of right there, right at 11.
All right, here's a fun one. Dallas Cowgirls. Oh, the line is set at 10.5. Slam the under. I have them going as an 8 or 9 win team. You tell me that they can beat everybody if CeeDee Lamb ain't double covered.
I've got them at the under at 10 wins on the dot. I think it comes down to literally the standings are going to be Eagles 11 wins, Dallas 10 wins. So I'm going to take the under and just say they just finish at 10 wins.
Taking the under. I think they're about 9-8 too. You lost way too much and you brought not enough in as well too. And I'm still not sure CeeDee Lamb is the number 1 guy quite yet. I think he's really
I think
good,
he's a 1A.
I'm
Like a
gonna say the
1B
under
kind of
too.
guy, I mean.
Oh, okay, 1B. Okay, I was like 1A. So you're saying he's Devontae Adams now? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, he's a 1B. Like he's like an Alshon Jeffrey. Like he's good. He's good. He can be a good team on a good receiver on a run for his team. But also the fact that they still have a running back issue with who they're going to start, either Pollard or Zeke, is not good.
Yeah, I got them at the under too. Let's be honest, the Cowboys are going to have a major injury sometime in the season. It happens every year to them.
Fair. All right. Julio Jones's team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How we feeling? Line is at 11.5. Overs a 12, unders a 10. How we feeling?
Yeah, give me the over.
Yeah.
That
Give
division.
me the over too.
Yeah.
They're going to
that-
win a lot of
somehow
games.
lose, but yeah.
Can we
I-
get this is probably going to be the best value out there. Right now, I'm seeing the over as plus 100.
Yeah, no, this is a slam. You hit
It's
this.
Fantastic
I
value.
agree. Taking the over. I think
Actually,
they'll
no,
win.
I think I think the best over actually. Oh no! Wow, they really fucked a lot of these up.
The
only
Bengals at 10.
I mean,
at plus
maybe
105.
the Jags at 6.5. I could see them getting 7 wins.
Yeah. I could give him a push or something.
All right. Detroit Lions. Hard Knocks. Motor City. Dan Campbell on national television. Give me the Lions with the over. It's 6.5 wins.
Yeah, I'm
that
taking
amount of explosiveness in that offense and the fact that they have a top 10 O-line right now for the first time since ever.
Yeah, I'm taking the over at 7 wins.
Give me the
minimum.
over, man. They're going to lose some games because they can't stop anybody, but God, they're going to score a lot of points.
Give me the under at just 6. I think it's going to be similar to the Falcons. They're going to be in every single game. I think they're going to be close, but I think they're 1 year away. I think next year is when it's like, oh boy, here come the Lions, and they win like 8, 9, 10, 11 games.
Jesus.
Ooh, hot take for next year.
Alrighty, I just can't wait for Hard Knocks. You fuck DJ. I'm like my DVR is set. I'm fucking ready.
I can't wait. I'm taping my wrist just like Dan Campbell does for his uploads. So I'm already.
Are you doing double douches of coffee? Like,
I was gonna say you gotta take the over
the entire time. I'm ready for it.
You gotta take the over on how many 32-ounce cups of coffee Dan Campbell smacks down in a day.
Bro, I literally make the coffee in my office. I'm literally about to start with Dan Campbell in the coffee in the morning. Alrighty. New York Jets, Matt's team. Matt, you have to go last, obviously. So, DJ, New York Jets, over-under is at 5.5 right now.
Give me the over. I think they get 6. I think they'll be a lot better. I like a lot of the additions. I think Zach Wilson's going to climb, too. So, give me the over. I like
Give me the MILF Hunter and the boys at 7 wins.
Go. I said earlier in the show, I think the Jets are going to be better than everyone thinks. Give me the over, and especially, I think they can make some stuff happen this year. So, give me the over.
All right.
Yeah, I got them at a 7 to 9 window range of wins. Anything over 6, in my opinion, is improvement. So I'm taking the over 5.5 for the Jets, and I'm taking the over 5.5 that Zach Wilson bangs at least 6 MILFs in the next season.
Fuck yes! All right. Jacksonville Jaguars. Speaking of Cougars, close enough. They're in the same family. Jaguars line is at 6.5. I'm taking the over because I think they're a 8-9 win team. Like they're going to be like sneaky good.
I'll take the over just because I can see them capping at 7 wins.
Yeah.
God damn it, McCarthy! Your wholesomeness kills me.
God, get out of here. This is a Sinnersville. We don't have time for this. Give me the under for Jacksonville. I think they're at 5. I think that Urban Meyer year set them back even more. So I think they're still on the rise, but give them 1 more year away.
Give me the over because it will just be too much fun to see how bad of a coach Urban Meyer was at the NFL level.
All right. The Raiders. I can never do it perfectly anymore. I gotta be blackout drunk to do the Chris Berman. Raiders, 8.5 line. Give me the fucking over. This is a fucking layup.
10 wins at least. Over.
Yeah, they're gonna be a playoff team. Like everyone's forgetting the fact that offense has so many fucking weapons. Everyone's sitting on their O-line like it's gonna be terrible. It's like they had no continuity last year. They do now.
Yeah, I think they'll be the best offense as well if everyone stays healthy. I think they'll be the top-rated offense if everyone stays healthy too.
Oh yeah.
We're all saying over on the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
Nice
right.
and easy. Let's go.
Minnesota Vikings at 9 wins. Over under.
Straight up 9, huh?
Give me the push at 9. I think they'll be improved, but I think those still Kirk Cousins a few of the games in costume. So I'll give them a 9 as a push.
I'm gonna take them to a soft under. Give me an 8 wins for them.
Yeah.
I think Motor City Dan Campbell's gonna steal 1 or 2 from them. I think Kirk is gonna throw himself out of a couple games.
I'm going to take the push at 9 wins and give the classic. It's going to come down to the last game or 2, and Kirk Cousins is going to fumble it.
Rookie head coach wanting to prove himself is going to lead into some trouble.
With a quarterback that loves to take risks and never cashes in on them.
I do think Justin Jefferson might be the NFL's leading receiver this year, though. I think
he's going to. I'm putting money on it already.
Like with that head coach, with that new offensive coach, I think he's going to go off.
Also, put money on KJ Osborne to have over 800 yards receiving. Easy bet.
There's a lot of KJ Osborne hype going on right now. A lot of it.
Hell yeah, there is.
I'm saying pushing the Vikings too, by the way.
All right. Speaking of Andrew's favorite team, the New England Patriots over under 8.5 wins. I am taking a push here. I'm throwing them at 8. I can't.
Wait, you can't push 8.5?
I'm sorry, fine. I'm sorry, 8. 8 wins. Under. Fuck it. Whatever. They tie. Who gives a shit?
I'm going to take
about a 7-win team this year. There's too many questions. I think Mac Jones will have some great moments, but give me the under.
I'm going to take a soft under at 7 to 8 wins.
Yeah, but 8's where I have them, so under for me as well as a PS fan.
Gents, we've done really good today. We're on our last team, and we still have a few minutes left. We'll do a quick promos and outros and shout-outs and everything else, but Los Angeles Rams, defending champs. The line is at 10.5 wins.
Oh
You
my
taking over under
god,
here?
that's like
That's a fucking layup. It's minus
God.
110. It's minus 105 though for the over, which I think is bullshit. But
Yeah, give me the over. I think they're going to be just fine again. So give me the over. I think they'll be 11, 12 wins.
10 and over or under 10.5 for the Rams is one of those lines where it's like I feel completely comfortable throwing my life savings at the over on that. So not like I'm going
unless
to.
Stafford like blows his ACL or something.
Yeah, no,
God hope it doesn't happen because I love Stafford. But
I think it's a given that they're going to win at least like 12 games this year. So I'm going to take the over. Plus, like people forget like they lost Odell Beckham, yeah, but they just signed Allen Robinson, a 28-year-old like number one receiver. I will take the over.
I keep forgetting how young he is. Leduc.
I know. I'm over two.
All right.
Keep it simple.
All right, gents, we're going to try to wrap this up in the next 30, 40 seconds. But let's talk a little. We'll do a abbreviated, no actual dartboard because my leg, I don't feel like having it smushed anymore. Brought to you by our amazing friends at Canada Dips. Promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off, and by our friends at Yeats Official. If I can find the sunglasses, here they are. Promo code Korner for 10% off. So, how we feeling? You guys got 30 seconds. I'm going first. I got to give a quick shout out to nobody. I got to shit on freaking Torey Lavello. I had a $50 parlay on a $5 bet last night's Diamondbacks Giants game. He could have kept Galen for one more fucking inning. Our bats are hot. It wouldn't have mattered. He needed one strikeout to give me that parlay. He had 5. I needed 6. That's my fault for being fucking greedy. Who's up?
There we go. Okay, Sergio Garcia, you big crybaby. Okay, you're gonna stomp around and complain for the whole summer about how can't wait to be done with the PGA. I'm gonna go to the Live. Gonna have so much fun. And then when this week turns around, and goes, you know what? I think I still want to play in the Ryder Cup, so I'm gonna go back on saying I want to resign from the DP World Tour. And then bravo to DP World Tour for saying, we're gonna do what's best for us. So Sergio Garcia, go cry in your milk.
I'm going to throw Aaron Boone on the dartboard because Aaron Boone decides on Tuesday to pinch hit Joey Gallo for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Adam Ottavino's still in the game. Joey Gallo's probably walking up to the plate like, all right, I have Ottavino. This is my chance. Let me pop quick one out to right field. Everybody's happy. We go home, yada, yada. Cue the fucking narco music. And here comes Edwin Diaz, who strikes out over 55% or so of his batters. And you put him up against Joey Gallo, who has a probably 90% strikeout rate. And what does he do? He fucking comes off the bench and probably struck out for the last time in his Yankee career. We got Benintendi. Hopefully we DFA fucking Gallo because we're not going to get anything for him. But I am throwing Aaron Boone on that list solely because why would you choose Joey Gallo out of all guys to fucking pinch hit in a game where you need a run and cue the motherfucking narco music and you already know it's a strikeout?
I love all the TikTok memes about this shit. DJ, wrap it up. Who you got?
Making it quick, today is the lucky 6 years since Max Kellerman said that Tom Brady was falling off of his cliff, and he's casually won 3 Super Bowls and has been.
Is Max Kellerman still alive, or did Stephen A. shoot him in a back alley?
DJ came prepared.
So that's what tossed him on the dartboard because you will never live this one down. You can't go that. You can't be that set.
God, that was beautiful.
He went right into his research pocket and said, I'm going to remember this date.
The Neuralink lives.
He could talk boxing, but nothing else.
I love it.
He also is a great movie boxing commentator. Shout out to him both times he did the Creed commentary for that movie. It was good.
True, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the Corner Booth podcast. The Corner Booth pregame, actually, technically. Steve Young episode. We're actually, so far, we had to double up on numbers. We're back around. Matt and I will be taking a Tuesday off next week, obviously, because we're trying to get ready for the season. Feel free to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I can't forget the one. Our highest viewed one. If you want to watch the show again, it's available on our YouTube, on our Twitter as well, and our Facebook, and Belly's Facebook. Our Cornerback Facebook page is going through some weird shit right now. So I've kind of abandoned it for now. It's like a redheaded, ugly stepchild. You can follow this handsome man next to me at the real Mr. Mallard and at the Divots and Pivots Pod. You can follow the Neuralink down below here at High Low Podcast. TJ, do you use your personal Twitter at all, or is that just for you?
I mostly just use the High Low Sports one as well too.
Fair enough. And you can follow this goon at Big West Bait. And Matt, of course, has been kicking ass on our TikTok, so shout out for that. We appreciate you stopping by. Thank God it's football season. We are having some fun guests. By the way, Frank Michael Smith's coming back, boys. He texted me the other day. He's coming back on. Chef Roy of TikTok fame of Frank's company is also coming on. We're going to talk some food with him and some other random fun shit. This is going to be great. And also, we have a couple other guests coming down the pipe for the football season. So it's a good time. By the way, the return of the six-pack starts September 8th. I hope y'all are excited, where I will be cracking beers and making bad picks.
And before we officially sign off, we are officially 1 week away from the first preseason game of the NFL. Jaguars Raiders Hall of Fame game, August, I want to say that's 4th. 1 week away from official NFL football.
Here we go.
All right, gents, we appreciate you stopping by, ladies and gents. We love all y'all. Shout out to Beth, Ryan, and of course the leader of the Three Ring Circus, Mr. Cooper, and of course Kevin. We all love y'all for commenting. We give you all a shout at the end of the day always.
It was a
Most
butt dial
comments
earlier, by the way.
What?
It was a butt dial earlier, by the way.
Of course it was. All right. We appreciate you stopping by. We hope y'all check out these amazing shows. I was, of course, on High Low Sports' episode this week, so awesome show. Divots and Pivots, I think, records today or yesterday?
We're live on Tuesday nights, and then we re-air Wednesday because we get in before the tournaments start on Thursday. So
very nice. And, of course, you can follow me, Matt, anywhere you want to. We appreciate y'all stopping by. Peace out.
Later.